Oh, look at there I am right there. Okay, let me play around with this, guys. I have a little video for you. It's something I kind of promised you guys on the channel a couple weeks back. Okay, so here we are. Um, so today, a while back ago, I brought up a video, did a short video, and the video was about me taking a casting, making a silicone mold and a urethane casting of this very point right here. Let's see. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is it right here. This is a it's a urethane plastic casting, and like I said, it's a Thebes point. It was the very first point that I ever found when I was a kid on my parents' Christmas tree farm in southern Michigan. So, um, like I said, I did a video on this point already. So everybody's probably who's watched the channel has probably seen it. But I wanted to bring out the original one because this is just a urethane plastic cast that I made from the original. So, um, here we go. Let me uh let me find the other one here. Do a little flip over like this, little flip over like that, and bam. Now there's the original one. You can see I kind of matched up the material pretty close. That's Kashotkin black material, and I used black urethane for it, which worked out pretty good. But yeah, this is the original. Definitely a lot heavier. You can see it. This one in my right hand is the original, and this is a plastic one. You can see that. And then this definitely sounds like plastic. But as you look at these, the original, let's see, it's kind of hard for me to see. Original here, and the plastic casting right there. Now, when you flip this over, you can see there's a nice big thinning flake that comes right up through the base, like right there. That's one of the characteristics. And when you flip this one over, you can see that same flake right there, that same big thinning flake right there. Now, I took this out of the frame, the original, and I completely forgot that I had modeling wax or modeling clay still still on the still on the point. You see those little white edges right there. That's modeling clay that's still around there. Um, yeah, I probably should clean that off, but I just kind of wanted to get this cast and then put it back in the frame fairly quick, so it didn't get broken. So that's what that is right there. That's just modeling clay, from when I did the silicone rubber casting of it. Um, so yeah, that's my original point that I found, my very first arrowhead. Dang it, I keep hitting this stupid camera stand. Anyways, yeah, so this is the original that I found. Oh geez, probably 40. Let's see, I found this when I was probably about 7, and I'm 56. So this is a very long time ago found point in my collection. So yeah, very very cool. So, and then there's a casting of it right there. Let's see, flip this one over. It's kind of hard to see. Okay, so that's what they look like right there. You can see you can where's my hand at? This is weird. This is so weird trying to film like this. But you can see there's a little chip off the ear there, and there's a chip off the ear on this one. So we're looking at these in the same view right there, and you can see some of the flake scars are identical. Not so easy to see the flake scars on the original, but on the casting, that silicone rubber really picks up all those little details. All them little flake scars show up really good. Okay, so As an additional treat, I'm going to put these down, try and get them back in the frame here. And so you can see original on the right, casting there. Now, I was going through and I didn't want to show these right away because I have a whole frame of archaic, mostly archaic, maybe some woodland stuff, but it's some of my mostly, like I said, archaic pieces. There's some dovetails. There's some, I think there's a lost lake. There's some more Thebes. And there's some other points, but I want to make that into another video some other time where I do the whole frame as a whole. But what I'm going to go into is these are a couple of, and they normally wouldn't be in my Ohio frame. Same with this one here. I mean, some of the stuff that I have found, I usually keep it in the same frame. If I find it in the state of Michigan, or I find it in Ohio or Indiana, that sort of thing. I kind of tend to keep things kind of by culture, and I sometimes keep things together. Like some of the very best and biggest stuff that I found, I keep like in its own frame, like an archaic frame or a woodland frame. So this particular piece here, normally I would think that would be in my Michigan frame, but it's kind of in my frame of best, as far as archaic points. Now these points here are also Thebes that I found, and these I found much later on than this one, when I actually moved to Ohio and lived down there. A friend of mine and I used to go over to all over Ohio. We traveled Ohio, West Virginia, Kentucky, Indiana, all over. And the only place we didn't go is Illinois or Wisconsin. But this is another Thebes that I found. This was found over by Coshocton County. This is more of what they call Coshocton gray. As you can see, beautiful thinning marks there. This one's got a little more damage on the ears, broken off. But to find a Thebes that size, altogether, with just very minimal chippage and damage on it, is pretty damn impressive. That's why this goes in my frame of best, archaic points. So, and you can see it's got a very nice bevel to it. Very beautiful. Thebes are probably one of my favorite archaic points in the larger sizes. In that, because I have found quite a few Thebes, so they're kind of got a special place for me. But yeah, this is a Thebes, came from over by Coshocton County. Probably might have very well came actually out of Coshocton County, because you find a lot of artifacts made out of Coshocton gray or Coshocton black, all in the surrounding counties. The main source of that flint is Coshocton County, Ohio, but you will find the material, distributed outside of that area. I've even found a couple pieces of Coshocton gray or Coshocton black as far north as up here in Michigan where I live. Not very often though. I think I've only got a couple pieces that I found up here. But yeah, so this is a beautiful little Thebes here. Very kind of thin. Got more of a gradual bevel to it. It's beveled on both sides, but it's I don't know if it's necessarily thinner than the other Thebes, but it's got a real nice long beveled kind of thing. I've never seen it. It's not as extreme of a bevel as say this point here. You can see there's definitely a much steeper bevel on it than this one. But anyways, that's a Coshocton gray right there. Thebes that I found. And let me get this other one ready here. I'm very proud of all of these. I'm more proud of the very first Thebes I found. That's my very first arrowhead. But this one here, I love, and I'm very fortunate that I was lucky to find that one. And then this Thebes I found in Coshocton County also. And this one is kind of what they call a dog leg style Thebes. That's why I got the lighter colored towel, so you can see the notches kind of come in and then they curve upwards. I don't know if you can see that real good, but yeah, it's got that kind of what they call a dog leg style of Thebes. And this one is very heavily beveled. As you can see, it's got a nice hard bevel there. You flip it over and there's another hard bevel right along this side. And yeah, that's probably one of my best Thebes that I've ever found is this one. Um, this one actually, surprisingly, I got very lucky. I was in a field in Coshocton County that had some big rolling hills, and the farmer had plowed the field up probably in the fall. We were out there in I would say February or March when I found this one. And normally these big points, if they get plowed up in the plow zone, a lot of times they'll get broken in half. I've got lots of broken points all over the place, heartbreakers. But this particular one I found, I was going down the side of the hill and there was some heavy rains and it washed out like a gully in the side of the hill. It was almost like a little stream had flowed down the side of the hill down to the bottom. And this thing was, the gully was probably a foot to 2 feet deeper than the rest of the soil. So that's how much erosion had occurred in that hillside from the rains. And this thing was laying right flat, just like that, right on the bottom of that gully. And all the water had washed away and it was dry. And we went out there. It was probably after a rain that recently had happened. And this thing was just laying right out on top, not buried or anything. And I had to pinch myself a couple times and slap myself and splash some hot coffee on my face to just come back to reality, to realize that I found this. But that's a beautiful example of Coshocton gray. But like I said, you can see the different colors in the Coshocton flint families. They can be anything from dark black, like this one, to like a really light gray to kind of a more medium gray like this. And a lot of times in the all black Coshocton black material, you'll see like quartz. I think it's like quartz, little lightning bolts or like stripes included in there. That kind of gives a neat character. But yeah, I just wanted to put a video out. Had some stomach issues for the last 3 or 4 days, so hadn't been able to come up with a video. And I know you guys were probably, binging there, just saying, man, when is he going to come up with another video? So I just wanted to get this out there for you and have you see these things. And hope you enjoyed them. And like I said, I'm gonna have all these 3 Thebes and the rest of my archaic frame of the best of the best archaic stuff. I'll have another video at some point about that. But anyways, I wanted you to see these ones, kind of a continuation on the casting that I made of this one, my original first arrowhead, or spear point or knife, as you call it. Most of these Thebes points were basically knives, I would think. They were kind of beveled, so to resharpen them, it's probably a more efficient way of resharpening the point without losing as much material. I don't know. Some of the nappers out there might be a little more experienced and could tell me if that's the main reason they would bevel the edges like that to sharpen them or what. But I kind of think that it was sort of a way of, not losing the width of the point, but still giving it a sharp edge. So not sure, but yeah, a lot of the archaic points, your dovetails, your lost lakes, pine trees, some of your kirks, obviously Thebes, they're all beveled. So that was a popular method of resharpening them. So anyhow, Hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, like, share, subscribe, comment. Anything you can do for the channel, I appreciate very much, because I love all my members and subscribers and viewers and that, and uh, it really helps out a lot. And I enjoy sharing this stuff with you guys. So, anyways, have a good day and stay keeping out there looking, or keep napping, or keep fishing, or keep hunting. Just keep doing stuff in the outdoors, because it's a great place to be. So anyhow, I'll see you in the next one.